Okay, welcome guys.
Hello.
Greetings from Bavaria and Thailand.
Yeah, here from Thailand.
Yes, we have
um,
a lot to share with you. It's been a long time since the last video update. I think last was after the Kickstarter, and we did a lot of things. We visited the fair in Essen by now, and yes, we started production with DOCKFIGHTERS, and we want to share with you some updates, what we did, what we are working on, and what's going on in the future for you guys. And yes, in the meantime, I wrote on the rule book, and I wrote on the ALWalk campaign. The rule book is nearly finished. Just a few pages are left by now. The page numbers must be adjusted, and then it's done. The ALWalk campaign is written by now. I'm writing the almanac. We will tell you something about this later on. And yes, the American campaign is work in progress. Actually, yes. And while I'm doing the rule work, the writings, Marcus is doing the printing.
Printing and creating the last models, because people ask for getting the 3D, the 2D tokens, just laser engraved tokens, which was included in all core games, and they ask us, hey, we want to have it as miniatures as well. So the runways, the tanks as targets, buildings, everything. The initiative token as well. Bernard has it staying here.
This is, for example, the new airfield token.
Cool.
I didn't show them in the German video, but this is, for example, a painted version of the 3D painted airfield, or what we can show you. This is our marvelous new initiative token, and the interesting thing about this is copper. Yes, like old.
Ancient
old copper. Ancient copper, yeah. And this initiative mark without the footer, yes, is included in all core games because it's so absolutely gorgeous.
We have to say in wood. It's MDF wood, like
in
all
wood.
the wooden
in
tokens.
wood, not in copper.
Same. This is wood as well, just Bernhard painted over. This is relatively easy to make it look like vintage old metal. And what I did is the base to stand it on top of it. Yeah.
Yes, you get in the 3D printed expansion. You get the footer with it that you can place it here standing on the battlefield or on the game board. Without you only get the eagle. You have to lay it flat down on the board map, but nevertheless, it's an awesome miniature. Yes, and some guys of you asked to replace the Iron Cross we have in the game, which is to give you guys a fame marker if you earn fame by shooting down enemy aircrafts or something like that, to keep track on your fame reward and win in the course of the mission. Marcus redesigned them. For the Bavarian faction you get the Edelweiss flower, and for the Saxons you get the Saxon cockard. And these are really nice miniatures. Tokens, not miniatures.
Small details, but...
This is the eagle wings Marcus did. Yes, it's for marking aircraft that already activated in the game. Sometimes, especially when you have more than two aircraft, and even if you have two aircraft, sometimes it can become a little bit difficult to keep track on which aircraft got activated. And here we have small little wooden tokens to mark each aircraft that got activated already. And these are small details, small enhancements, but we think it will make the game just a little bit more awesome.
Right. Yeah, and I do not also finish the last models for the game. I also start printing them because we have also sold, many of you know it, the hand painted versions. So we're going to paint all miniatures you get if you have the painted edition, even the epic edition with all the most of the expansions. And so after the Spiel Essen, the game fair, I start up creating the last miniatures, then assemble them so we can print them, because we sold a lot, of course, but it's we have so a big variety of different aircrafts. If you just need 500 or 300 pieces of a single aircraft like the Texas bomber. Not everybody have the Texas expansion, for example. And with 300 pieces, you cannot go for injection molding production. So we are going to 3D print them. What is no problem because we already did it all. Miniatures you see in the game and the videos we showed at the fair was 3D printed, fine resin printed models. They are so fine. If you color them, you not even see that there was 3D printed. So I printed after the fair. I have stayed for a few weeks more in Germany, close to a month. Yeah. And so I printed tons of tons. I have more than 10 such boxes with me, and they're flying with me here to Thailand because here we're going to paint them. Many already know that I'm now living here in Thailand, but I moved to Germany, I don't know, 3-4 times a year for big fairs, for sending stuff away, for organizing something. And meanwhile, Jonas is printing and taking care of the factory in Germany, and he doing the laser boxes as example, so the wood box where the games get packed inside. He does that everything in Germany, in my little factory, yeah. And the same with all 3D models, like you have a lot of airships. And
that's a bunch of airships.
And we going to painting, and the interesting thing is Bernhard is the guru. He make the plan how to paint them most easily. Without spending 10 hours on a single aircraft, you can do it in less than an hour with very cool results. This is what we call game ready grade, and I do exactly the same. We will now showing the video tutorial for Saxony and Bavaria, and for everything extra we want to be showing the schemes and so on, so that you now, even if you never painted anything like me, I painted maybe 8 models in my life or so, and just now get started with the models for DOCKFIGHTERS. And you step-by-step tutorial, quite simple and easiest techniques.
Yes, this is the meaning of the videos we will upload in the course of the next few days after this update. The audience is not the master painter. Yes, or the ones who are painting their miniatures for years by now, because they already know what to do and they have their style. They maybe only need the decals and the paint schemes, and they start right away. This is especially for you guys. Don't paint a lot of miniatures, maybe even never painted miniatures in the past. So with really fast techniques and not a lot of investment. If you invest 20 euros or $25 in equipment, you can get good results which are eye-pleasing when seen on the board. And all you need is some colors, a few brushes, and the decals we offer, and you get really great results. So just this is the audience meant to be. Looking forward on your feedback.
Yeah, that's maybe some of the upcoming updates in future. If I'm showing some models we already get painted. I now get all needed about 2 weeks to get all materials, all colors for all factions, everything, and I already start making some tests. I need some, as example, I need another varnish color for the finishing, because the one I have had destroying the miniatures because they said it was water based, but it wasn't. So little details. In about a week or so I can start with the real miniatures, and then step by step, I guess, starting with Saxony and with one model type, we're doing all the aircrafts one after another. Me, my wife, and then we have also some company here, so we get, I don't know how many people, maybe 4 or 5 people in total will paint 2 or 3 months on our miniatures. And next time, if I fly back early next year to Germany, I take all my backpacks full of miniatures, carefully packed, and take them back to Germany. And Jonas, my friend in Germany, he is meanwhile producing the miniatures for the unpainted versions, and I showed in the English version, in the German version as well, so I show it now again. This is just one big moving card box full of Saxony airships. This is all Saxony airships need for the game. I don't remember, 300 pieces or whatever. So it's incredible amount of airships, and Bavaria is actually printing. And so we're doing step by step. I have boxes over boxes. I also laser cut the boxes, because buying 200 boxes or so wouldn't be quite expensive if you just pay €5 per box. So we laser cut the box ourselves and use the wood we have. We can get quite cheap, so we can get a box, I don't know, just not even €1 or $1 for a box. And boxes over boxes. Full, I guess before we go shipping, the half house is full of boxes and Dogfighter stuff. And yeah, we're doing everything in Germany and packing then everything together. And the only things we order is, for example, the bases. The spaces for the height is standard parts, and we have so many. So we ordered them in China, of course, and it's standard dice as well. But the box, everything else we do in Germany. And the good thing is, I have a friend in China, Bao, and he take care the organizing. As example, he just get example dices from the Chinese manufacturer in just 2 or 3 days for free, and he can check everything there and talk with me. He even speaks perfect German, so it's quite simple to organize and to see if the quality is okay and so on in China as well. Same for the bases and spaces. He would going to check these parts first, so it's the fastest and easiest way.
Super.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we want to show you something more. Just give me a second. So, what you're seeing here on the screen. I want to show you the rule book first. Yes, the rule book is already done. I have to adjust some page numbers, but in essence, it's done. What have we done? We just explained some things a little bit more in detail. If you see, for example, the graphics for moving, how to move aircraft, how to move in the course of the game, what means flying low altitude, etc. All these special maneuvers, for example, the Immelmann turn or the barrel roll, they are all a little bit more explained in detail. For the aircraft nerds know what an Immelmann is, or a split S if you do it downwards. This is, for example, something I want to explain. We received a lot of feedback. Yes, if you're doing an Immelmann upwards, it's an Immelmann, but if you're doing it downwards, it's called a split S. Or the barrel roll. The barrel roll can't be done backwards into a back hex. Yes, that's okay. It wouldn't be called a barrel roll. It's some sort of half loop with a lateral offset. Yeah. But for the ease of play, we call it all Immelmann, but for the aircraft nerds, we explained it why we're doing this. So, yes, both worlds should be pleased with this solution. Yes, and you see a little bit more in detail graphics, what it's meant to. Yes, how does it look like, etc.
In general, just better illustrated. That's the bigger thing.
Yeah. Here, for example, too, light machine guns, heavy machine guns. Yes, the aircraft nerds know what it is, but some guys maybe, the ones who haven't played air combat games maybe don't know what's a heavy cannon. Yes, and so this is explained a little bit more further. What's an air-to-air missile? What's an air-to-ground missile, etc., etc. So you see a little bit more explanation, more enhanced graphics. And of course, we restructured here the bot a little bit more. Yes, eye-pleasing. And the greatest difference is now, for example, all the missions redone with graphics, like you will see it in the Ailwar campaign or in the campaign books. I show you them afterwards. The setup of the missions is much more enhanced, so you see with one eye, with one view, how to set up a mission, where do I come from, where must I go, where is the enemy, so all a little bit more enhanced, streamlined. You see the aircraft documents. This was maybe done after the fairs and the game tests we did for example, these small boxes. Yes, when you get damaged or you receive a critical damage and your maximum speed is decreased, your agility is decreased, you can here you now have boxes where you can write in the new speed or agility. So you see we here on the feedback of our fans. These are the original crews. And this, for example, yes, this is Marcus. You
we
know
are from the game fair, from Essen. Just the airship, of course, was not in Essen, but the aircraft. So we set up as bomber crew. And to bring up the next point, soon we're going to ask you, everybody who has the getting painted as crew member, this was some extra, and they can send us then some photos of them, and then we're going to create them as pilots in the game style. Yeah. But we one of the next updates, I guess, we will ask for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So the campaign book. Yes. So the Elwar campaign book is done, and you see the introduction, the versus campaign, the solitaire or cooperative campaign, and the same logic, where to set up your objectives, your planes. If we go down here, you see it with one view. You see what you can expect from the mission. What's the setup? We all described this in the further versions, the versions before, in the text. So it didn't change what was described there, but we made it absolutely clear where to set up aircraft and what's the board edges and where's the objective, or in this case where's the runway, so everything is a little bit more streamlined for you guys. Yeah, that's
the core game, the core game campaign, Bavaria and Saxony. And for the expansion then, the USA, not anymore United States of America, so America expansion. We have a
United States.
Yeah. We have another campaign.
Yes, we just started working on that one, and yes, but what I'm also working on.
Yeah, that's the most interesting thing.
That's the almanac.
I call it the DOCKFIGHTER Bible because it's the holy book of DOCKFIGHTERS.
Yes, what will you find inside? You will find inside a short description of the state. You will get it for all 4 factions actually in DOCKFIGHTERS, for Bavaria, Saxony, FSAS, Federated States of Southern America, and Texas, the Republic of Texas. So you get a short overview about their history, what's their current state, about their air forces. If you don't know how Bavaria looks, you will get a short map of Bavaria, of Saxony, FSAS, and etc. And then we go into the detail of each aircraft. You get the original aircraft datasheet. You get an overview, characteristics of the aircraft, deployment, which units received it, and maybe informations about famous pilots, famous missions. You get a blueprint of the aircraft with additional information, wingspan, where it is produced, etc. So there's a little bit of RPG vibes. On the next page, you get 2 variants of the aircraft, and they are also from the design the same. Every aircraft picture, for example, all the pictures we did for the aircraft, you see from leftover, yes, and left top, and now you get a picture from variant 1 is always from under the aircraft, and the variant 2 is a top view with slipped wings. And this is especially true for all the aircraft pictures we do. So then you see with one view what variant is it. Is it a variant 1, a variant 2 aircraft, or is it an original aircraft? And they're just slightly alterations. Yes, and after the description of the variants, you get the information from Joachim from Frundsberg. He's explaining the aircraft from a pilot point of view and why this is a good variant or a dangerous variant or not so good variant. Or so you get an impression on how to use this variant. What can you expect from this variant? And they are placed on the outside because, yes, we will offer them, of course, yes, in digital form, but you can also copy them and just
to use them
punch
in
them
game, right,
and use them in the game without any complication. Yes, and you see, I finished Bavaria at the moment. Yes, so it's done for the Royal Harrier. It's done, and you see the same logic here. Yes, with the pictures, you see a variant 1, variant 2 for the Sprite fighter bomber. For our beloved Milk Cow, which wasn't always called Milk Cow, but if you want to know why, you have to read the characteristics. And yes, of course, the Dogfighter.
Yeah. The special thing, yeah.
This is really cool.
The special
2 variants of the Dogfighters, yes, and the Albatros airship. Just one second, Marcus. The Albatros has no variants because with the docking points, it's so flexible with all the docking point system. It's in itself, it's a variant, yes, and final thoughts. Camouflage. This is not a final picture. It will be adjusted, but with painting suggestions what Bavarian Air Force should look like. Yes, so you can recreate the paint schemes if you want to do them by yourself. There, and you see, I just started with the Air Force of Saxony and then the FSAS and Texas.
Everything flying will be in this book from Dogfighters.
Yes, exactly.
And there's this only thing I want to add was about the variants. We not just do the same thing with every variant to make a faster and a slower variant of each aircraft. We really take a look at each specific aircraft, what it is made for, and if we are engineering or pilots, what we maybe want to change to make it even more specific and what is fitting to the design scheme. And so we make variants which are in overall close to the same strength, so to the same value, but in detail there are have variants of them. So so we even already have how many aircrafts we have now, Bernhard, including the variants. We have counted it together sometime. A lot.
Yes, we just we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 times 3, 15, 30, 60 different aircraft. No, not. We have
mercenary as well.
60. Almost 70. With the variants, you have almost 70 different aircrafts or variants of. Yes, we have a fighter for each aircraft, for each faction. We have an advanced fighter, a standard fighter, an advanced fighter, a fighter bomber, a bomber, and a dogfighter. Yeah, and a dogfighter. So 5 times 3 means 15.
Then 1 airship, so 16 different things.
16 per faction, yes, and this times 4, so you get an impression. It's 32. It's
64 plus the mercenary plus the airship expansion.
The mercenary, the airship expansion plus Prussian prototype. So there's bunch of possibilities with the aircraft almanac. If you ever come to a point where you get, hey, it's so I've played everything, I've seen everything.
Contact us.
Get the almanac, and you will be yes, you have work to do until the end of days. Yeah. So really cool project. It's really fun to do, and some guys always asked about the German versions. If you're looking at this video, you maybe are not interested in the German version because we're doing this in English, but we will. I think it's done until end of January with the final writings and the American campaign. the rulebook, as I said. The aircraft, the rulebook is already done. The jailball campaign is done. So only the almanac and the American campaign is actually at work. Of course, we have some writings with the rule expansions, but they will be done until end of January. Then we will translate it into German, and yes, then we are rules-wise nearly done.
Everything is running as estimated so far. Start of next year, I fly back to Germany. I guess with all painted miniatures, all we sold painted. Even if I miss some models now, I have two 3D printers here as well, the same as I have in my company in Germany. So I can print what is missing, paint all of them, maybe 5 people in 2 or 3 months or so, and then we should have finished painting all of them. Then I return, and in Germany, Jonas meanwhile printing the rest, laser cutting the boxes. Then we just need a lot of days to assemble everything together, and then we will be ready. So all so far is running fine, and we will keep you up to date. Probably, if possible, try to follow us on Facebook, on YouTube channel, because there will be even small updates. If we just upload a video, we not make a big Kickstarter update also. So we have the community for small updates there. And of course, here will be Kickstarter updates as well. And if you baked in GameFound, maybe check Kickstarter, the Kickstarter page, sometimes, because you don't get some auto update. All who baked it here on Kickstarter directly will get automatic update if we upload something here. So just
and we will post also small updates on Facebook or here on our Discord channel. Just join us if you are interested in more updates more frequently, because some small updates what we're working on, we post them with quite frequently on these channels, because it's so easy to share information with you all, and these big updates are not that frequently, but follow us there if you want, and keep in touch with us. This, for example, just as an example, we did the Iron Crosses, and this is just made because some of you guys said, come on, I want to have more faction specific. Let's do something like this, and yes, we did it. So it's worth to keep in touch with us.
I would say so. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Until then, bye.